Hi everyone, how are you? Lisa here from South Florida. I am going to invite my friend Alicia on with me. Let's see. Alicia. Let me turn the phone like this a minute. Alicia, are you there? Let's see. I know I'm sideways. Let's see. Hold on, I'm sorry everybody. I'm new at doing Facebook Lives. I haven't done one in a while. Let me see. I am trying to get in. That's Alicia. Want to be on your video. Okay. Let's see how to do this. I might have Alicia do this because I'm not able to add her. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. Bring them on camera. Add. Let's see. Are you coming on now?
Here.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
You're upside down.
All right, here we'll flip around. There you go. All right.
Good. We're both on? Perfect.
We are. Excellent.
Good. Okay. Hi, everybody. Oh, see, people dropped off because I was fumbling with this. Are you in the whole screen? Yeah.
Yep, I see you and I. I'm hearing a little bit of, I was like hearing an echo of like me, myself, and I.
Oh. I don't know. Could be some 5D action going on. Okay, so hi, everybody. My name is Lisa, and I am here in South Florida. And I have my amazing friend Alicia, sorry, I'm nervous, Alicia Sidoris on with me, and we're going to be talking about health, healing, and beyond, and wellness and beyond for the world now. You know, what we really need to be focused on in the world to transition into this beautiful life. And I want to introduce, I'm going to tell a little bit about me, and I'm going to introduce Alicia. So as you all know, I've been a registered nurse for 36 years. I'm a single mom of 3 kids. I left nursing 9 years ago to pursue my passion in a health and wellness nutritional company. And through that, I've learned how to do mindset coaching and training. I am certified coach. And that all came with me assisting people on how to brand themselves on a platform called LinkedIn. So with everything that I do, everything is all encompassing with the LinkedIn coaching, the health and wellness. I'm a Reiki advanced practitioner. I've been on the path of holistic healing since the 80s. And as you've seen in some of my videos, I'm offering channeling and holistic healing, chakra balancing, and light language, along with the health and wellness, because everything is all encompassing now, right, in the world that we're living in now. And if I'm fumbling on this phone, I'm used to being on my computer. I'm on the phone now, so I'll get used to it. All right, so with that, I'm just going to introduce Alicia, and she is an amazing person. I met her a few years ago. She's a ball of energy, very loving. She's a former fitness competitor. She now turned foodie. She's a Reiki practitioner, and she's really, really branding and finding her way in the holistic arena with health and wellness and nutrition also. So Alicia, do you have anything you would like to share right now?
Well, first of all, happy Nurses Day, Lisa. It's the kickoff to Nurses Week. So just to celebrate that in you, because it takes a very special soul to give that kind of kick. My mother was a nurse as well, so near and dear to me. And I'm just really excited to be in this space with you. You've been on your healing journey basically as long as I've been alive.
Thank you.
And but you don't look it. You don't look it at all. And you just have one of the most brilliant, beautiful, vibrant spirits. So it was just an honor and excited when we decided to collaborate on this, where it's kind of bridging that generational gap. And also we're both stepping into our healing capabilities, gifts, and just sharing content in a new way, because the world is really, really ready for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what would you like to start this off with? Because Lisa and I are thinking about creating a series, every week, maybe around the same time, we'll see, just to do a series to really assist people to help bring themselves into this, I don't know, I'm all fumbled with this, just to bring themselves into alignment and balance with everything that's happening in the world, right? To assist, like I said, with nutritional tips, with meditation tips, with energy tips, how to ground yourself, protect your energy, how to balance yourself, mindset tips, right? Just how to navigate, right? There's a lot of things that are coming up. There's a lot of polarity in the world, a lot of polarity with relationships that we have, a lot of polarity with in business, so how to navigate these times in flow, so we don't have that resistance, so we can keep ourselves where we need to be and not go down and just keep vibing, right? I love saying vibe high, just keep going on and living our best lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if there's anything that anyone has questions on, wants to hear more about, we're absolutely open for that feedback. Because when Lisa and I thought about this, it's like we could talk for days about all of the health and healing modalities and things out there. But I think it's different where we're mastering it at whole new levels and being able to share that, because I know there's more of an interest in some of these things than really in a long time, where I know personally I've been seeing more with meditation, more people being interested, talking about doing different types of meditation. So we could talk about maybe what's really supportive for people in this energy right now, where meditation's one of I don't know if we wanted to have you channel on something you and I can add in our own 2 cents above and beyond that, if we'd like to see that little treat for the very end.
Okay, so yes, as like we met, I mean, there's a lot of anxiety going on in the world. People, I think, are living in the future and in their heads, and living in the past and not being as present as we should be. Because when we're in the present moment, when we're living in that now, there is no anxiety, there is no stress, there is no what should I do next? We're just in the joy, in the bliss, enjoying every moment. And a lot of people may also be noticing a change in time, right? For me, the days are going so fast, so fast, right? And linear time, where things are very scheduled and regimented, seem to be going by the wayside. Things are becoming more in the now moment and more in a flow. And that's another part of navigating these energies that are coming in, as you see that I post on the Schumann Resonance, and we can talk about that at another time as well. So the best thing to do, just to touch a little bit, because we have a whole series we're going to be doing, and we can do one on meditation and breath work. Remember we did that breathing technique? Remember? Yes. Okay, so yes, exactly. So we can even do that on one of the sessions. So for right now, so the best thing to do is, if you can find at least 5 minutes of your day, right? I love nature. I don't know how cold it is or whatever, but even if you go in the snow, or if you go, well, it's probably no snow now, but wherever you go outside and just ground, hug a tree, look at the flowers, look at the squirrels, look whatever, and just plant yourself and just be quiet, right? Take a deep breath and just feel, right? I love the sun. Just close your eyes, breathe, take a cup, and just be quiet and ground. when you're sitting, just to close your eyes. And for those who are new to meditation, focus on a point, focus on a rose, focus on the beach, focus on something that brings you joy. Find that joy and focus on that, and just breathe and have that focal point. So you're disconnected from the outside world just for a few minutes. And it takes practice. And thoughts are going to come in, and it's going to be like, why am I thinking of this? And I can't believe this, and da da da. But that's okay, because that's stress that we're processing out. And it gets easier and easier and longer. And you're going to enjoy the bliss. And you're going to feel an elevated state of consciousness. And that's the state to be in this now moment. It's that 0 point energy. So when we do our other 0 point field, when we do our other lives, we'll, touch on that more. But it's just taking little baby steps, right? It's just a starting point, and it grows. And as you become quiet, right? Because you do mindful meditation too. When you become quiet, thoughts of your desires, your passions will start coming through. You'll start hearing the path that you really should be on, because there is a big cognitive dissonance from where we want to be to where we are. And in order to close that gap, it's that stillness. It's to become still in order for that to go. And with that, creation can take place. And how times are changing right now is manifestations are happening quicker. And the law of attraction, a lot of the steps that we've learned how to, you write your goals and you have the vision board, a lot of those things in these current energies are obsolete, because we'll go through that. That's another good thing we can do because it's in the now moment. It's in the now moment. And, just being that and owning it, and there you go. And the veil is thinning. The veil is thinning with our ascension. And these things are happening much faster. And the more that we get to quiet through meditation, breath work, nature, and all these other techniques we'll talk about, these things will be able to put you into the flow, because we want to be in that still point, to be in the now, to get rid of this anxiety when it's going to happen. Oh my God, what's happening? Blah, blah, blah. Chatter, which distracts, right? Takes us back to, I can't do anything. This sets us up to be disappointed and to the past. We want to be here and just let go. Let go. It's very freeing.
Absolutely. And I love what you were saying about 0 point. And I know, like, the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, what is that? And I heard a really great kind of word breakdown for that. 0 point is nowhere. And if you break down the word nowhere, it's now here.
Yeah.
That's cool. The point is now. Absolutely. And with meditation, I know so many people, and I was absolutely guilty of this myself when I first started meditating. Like, I was so hard on myself, because I'm like, I'm supposed to be supposed to be sitting here, not thinking, just breathing and being. And, the thoughts come, and then I beat myself up for having the thoughts. Where I know a lot of people miss out on meditation is about observing the mind, and the thoughts will be going, but you're still in your power if you're observing the thoughts, just noticing them and not putting energy into like, oh no, I'm not supposed to be thinking. That's the ego getting caught. So it starts with the thoughts and doesn't want to be observed. So it's distracting from that observer, because we're not our thoughts, but we're the observer of them. And that's what meditation can help with. And I know sometimes for some, breath work, or even sitting with eyes closed, depending on trauma somebody's had, it can cause more anxiety. So another method I've heard for eyes open is watching a candle, like watching the flame and being present with the flame. So that's a way to begin with eyes open.
Absolutely.
Or even like a moving meditation, where it's like I'll be outside, just practice being in my body and practice, feeling my feet in my shoes as they hit the ground, feeling the wind on my skin, and not having my headphones on and just hearing the noises around me. So there are lots of ways to practice that, being present. where that's the cure for anxiety. You're 100% right. Like anxiety is in the future, and if you watch the news or you're on social media in any form or fashion, it can be very easy to start seeing all these things that are anxiety inducing. And one question I was going to ask is, how can we best protect our energies? Where that could be like a multi-segment series in and of itself, but I know we both have Q links on. So
Yeah,
I thought that could be a cool place to start with how we protect our energy one way, where that's so important.
absolutely. Yeah, there's so many techniques that are out there. Um, you know, I have shungite, I have different crystals that I use. I have salt lights, nature, water. I have shungite stones, and I can see it in my water. There's different ways of grounding the energy, blocking the EMF, negative energies, and also it's important to be grounded. And this probably would be another call because we talk about ascension symptoms and that, but yeah, just to stay in the moment. I like, when I'm on my computer or when I'm riding my bike, I love riding my bike outside because I love the sun. Besides, I go to the gym and I love the steam room. Is listening to megahertz, 528, 852, 432, 369, different tones because they resonate with the resonance to keep our body back into harmony, because even the slightest thing, I mean, they have tones for being overwhelmed, having anxiety, having joint pain, anything, sleep. You can listen to anything. 528 is great, to listen to for balance. And these tones are very helpful to getting the body back into its own resonance,
Absolutely. Are there any particular YouTube channels that you like for frequencies? What are your top?
There's different things that I listen to. I like Love Motives. I think that's what it's called, Love Motives. And they have meditations, they have different tones. I also just put in the frequency that I'm looking for. There are channels that I watch, but that's for the tones. I usually do that. And then there's one called Spirit Tribe Awakening, I believe. And that's a lot of nature, sounds and animals, but it also has a high frequency to help relax and settle or energize, depending on what the situation would be, because things are like this right now, right? We're like this, the world is like this, our sleep is like this. So it's staying like this in order to be productive, to have a successful career, right? To work, to have your family time, to balance, to eat appropriately. We really need to come back to this, and both of us, we have the training on, mindset, and letting go. And that's another call that we can do absolutely also about, the mindset and bringing it back to center. So what I wanted to ask you, and then we could do a little channeling, and then we'll close for this one. I don't want to go too long. I want to respect people's times. For you, why did you think that this was a good idea? Why now? Why do you feel now is a good time to bring this information into our public?
Oh, I'm like getting goosebumps, like as you asked me, because now is the time. Like I have realized more and more, especially the last year, this is why I came to this planet, to be here for this time where I don't wish things were here. This is exactly what I signed up for. Where adversity breeds evolution and innovation, and as a species, I believe we're evolving to Homo spiritus, as Dr. David would say. And I know I came to be a part of that shift. I came to assist others, and they say you teach best but presently learning yourself, where I've been on this path for over a decade, and I've shared it here and there, and it's benefited me, but there comes a time when I'm being called to share, and I was feeling that pull, that call, and then just synchronistically, fittingly, here we are. Here we are.
Thank you. So. Yes, I have a similar thing. I made a post this morning, And I've always been drawn to, there's something else. There's something else. I don't know what it is. I'm supposed to be doing something. Something's missing. I don't know what it is. And that was going on through my childhood. You know, that was going. And then in my post, I wrote that I was really intrigued with consciousness and learning like how the world was really formed and how the mind, this conscious and the subconscious got formed, like all of that. Like I was thinking back, I'm like, and I was looking at the books that I used to read when I was doing nursing. I used to work night shift in the intensive care unit, and these books I pulled out, I'm like, wow. And I was 25, 26, and that's what I was reading. And I was, you know, always looking onto channel and how do I connect, but I didn't quite know what it was or what I was doing. But that's the path I always followed. And then I got into past life regression, and I got into, you know, the Reiki and the healing, and it was just a calling. And I always felt like there's something missing. I don't know what it is. I have to do something. I don't know what it is, you know. And we'll bring this up another time too, but you know, you hear people talking about their shadow work. You know, it's basically, you know, getting to the cause that creates the effect. And we have a great coach, Jeffrey Combs, who assisted us with getting to the cause, the effect of why we do what we do. And that's deep shadow work. You know, a lot of times we say, I don't know why I did this. I don't know. And we keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results and whatever. So I was learning that, and I've gone through all that shadow work, and it just seems that in the past 4 years, my channeling started increasing, where I was started hearing more, but I've always been intrigued by that, you know. And, you know, I've channeled, you know, Jesus has been like, it's all one big energy, right? It's conscious contact with, you know, that one universal energy. And, you know, just hearing and just becoming in my heart, and all of a sudden quantum physics is popping in my mind. All the things that have come up in the media and not the media about, you know, last year has been very intriguing to me. It's like, well, why and how come? And it was just like, that was it, just like you, right? That's it. But at the same time, with learning the events that are happening in the world, the quantum physics was just coming in as much, like the boson, the Higgs boson, and CERN collider, like all these things. I'm like, wow. And it's about space, and it's about all this stuff. And I'm like, wow. And then it started coming together that this is the time, that this is what was missing. And on another, we'll talk about the Galactic Federation of Light, but there's just so much, you know, that's happening now. And this is the time. I was put here too. And this was my calling, right? To share with others, you know, whether it's current events. I don't put so much attention on that, because that's, you know, we don't want to be there. You know, we don't want to be, it's good to be aware of what truth is, you know, and everybody has a different perspective on that, which is fine. You know, I just know what's true to me and what I, you know, what's working for me and things like that. But I feel obligated, just like with my nutritional program, I felt obligated to share it. I'm going with my inner truth. And I always talk about your inner passion, your inner truth, your inner calling. Follow that. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. So that's where it is right now. So even like you were saying with the health and wellness company that, you know, we have with the intermittent fasting, the plant-based nutrition, all of that, you know, it's lightening the density within us right now. It's lightening the load, giving our bodies a boost, right? Goes along with everything else to manage these times, manage the energies with all the holistic practices. You know, plant medicine is, you know, coming back, you know, from back in the 60s, all the stuff, you know, things are changing. We're changing. So for me, yes, now is the time. And with my kids are on board with most of the stuff I say. And, you know, at like certain things, I don't care if they get mad at me right now or say stop or whatever. I want to inform them. They have their own free will. You know, it's that boundary. They have their own free will. They have their own lives. You know, they have their own path, their own whatever. But that's it. I have to inform my kids also. So yeah, so that's where I am with this. And I absolutely love it. I feel more energized. I'm happier than I've been in such a long time over the past year and a half. I love it. I'm just so grateful for this time. I feel happy. I'm enjoying every day.
Same. And I mean, there was a long time where like I was almost a double major. I almost got my political science degree. I finished the other degree, but just learning so much about the world. And I liked political science. For me, it was like psychology and history on a global level. But even then, I felt like something's not adding up here. The dots aren't all connecting. So then I went in search of the rest of the story, and down the rabbit hole I went, and there I've stayed. And with everything last year, that was really like just a huge renaissance for me and reinvigoration of looking at some of these things. And because I dove so deep before, coming back to it, I was able to see more and put more of the dots together, where I mean, there were times that I was in deep mourning for all of humanity. Like, why am I here? What's going on? Who's responsible? Just feeling overwhelmed where it's like, I can't fix everything. And then coming to the realization that I only came here to really, you know, fix myself, but then being able to share the gifts and share the understanding, I'm so excited for. And it's cool to be able to like openly speak about things like, you know, channeling and do auras, where when I first discovered I could start seeing auras, it's like I didn't have a community of people I could speak with about it. And it's really beautiful how some of those like woo-woo out there things, they're becoming much more mainstream, and much more of a curiosity and openness for these things right now, which is amazing to see.
Yeah, absolutely. When I wanted to make my first post, it was more changing what I was doing to more of a new age galactic kind of a look. And I was a little nervous about that. I was a little nervous just from a picture. And then my verbiage started to change. And I was a little bit nervous about putting that verbiage out. But I did, and it was fine. And I got really good feedback. And then it went to talking about the Galactic Federation and posting videos like that I thought were pertinent to what was going on. And I got good feedback from that. And a lot of new people started showing up. And then I could end up connecting with a lot of new people and talking about the Schumann resonance, because it's true. That's all graph, that's all true, that energy. And people started showing up, and people are more open. And then in November, I downloaded this light language, right? And I had no idea what it was. And I contacted somebody, you know, and I connected, had a little coaching on it to figure out like what. And I've been practicing, you know, just, she goes, you have to say it. And I'm like, oh, you know, but, you know, through that, you know, I honed my skills, because through this light language, and this was part of my missing link and part of my mission, because it always still has to do with healing, and it has to do with balancing, and it's still like clinical things I see myself still doing in the future. So I started, and I remember I called you, and I just started, you know, channeling and working on your chakras, bringing this light language, and I've had really good results with that. And when I put that up on Facebook, I was like, oh my gosh, but you know what? It's such a big part of my truth and my purpose for assisting people right now to move through these times, and, you know, and further on, that it doesn't matter. There is no, that cognitive dissonance we spoke about before, there is no gap. It is. And for me, and how, you know, I was before I coached with Jeffrey Combs or any of that stuff, it's like, that would never happen. That would never happen. And, you know, so now, you know, I think that's really great. More people are open, and I have more connections, as you do, for people who are looking for different ways, because this is the way we're going. And it's, you know, going out of the comfort zone and moving with the flow of the scheme of how things are. And there's such more to come.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just I learn every day. I'm, you know, teaching every day. I learn as much as I teach, and it's wonderful. It's just very wonderful. So with that, do you want to end with a little, you know, a little channel or something?
Channeling would be amazing. And I love how, I mean, you kind of touched on, skirted around it, where it's like, it's important to know about problems to a point, but here we're really living
It's being in the solution.
Being in the solution. So with that, my question for you to channel would be, what's the number one best thing for us to do right now to support ourselves during these current times? How can people really live in the solution right now?
Okay, I'm going to bring in some light language and then bring that in. Okay. Las kiniashkina bapas kiniata sianasa sakiniashkina bapas kiniata sakiniala la las kishikiriaskina babakiniaskiria dos kiniaskina baskiniaskina saskaraskina babakiriaskina skiniata kiriata kirashkina basakiniata kiriaskina kaka loni sikiniata shana sakaria mashko skishkinata kiriakalas dos kiniaskina skiria babata sakiniaski dos kinamaskiriala sa. So basically that is, you know, what we were touching on before, is to stay present within ourselves, to honor our truth. I had something on my screen. To honor our truth, to know that we're good enough and we are the light, and to be in our hearts. That's why I kept going here. To be in our hearts, to be in our heart center and radiate that love and give a smile to somebody, give some love to people, you know, forgive, you know, let go and forgive, because that's only hurting ourselves if we hold on. But to stay within our truth by what we were saying, grounding, staying present, and living in the moment, and not having the worry of what's going to happen, what's going to be. Time is not running out. Time is now. There is no time. Time is right now. So enjoying this and being centered with that, you know, that's the little baby step for us to stay right now, for what your question was. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, all right, everybody. Well, this was the first one. Might have been a little rocky. I don't know what this is going to look like because I'm on my phone and not that. Yes, you know, you can check out my website at PurifyYourLife.com, and it's basically a whole theme of holistic wellness, right? And you know, we're going to be doing more of these and bringing Alicia on more with her gifts. And this is going to be fun because we have a lot to talk about. We really, really do. Yes, and I think that, you know, this is, like we said, this time it's needed to do this. You know, we're going to break it down so it's, you know, organized. Each session that we have is going to be geared towards a topic. And if anybody has any questions as we go through, we'll definitely answer them as we go. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining me. This was fun.
It was super fun.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you. Bye, everyone.